I cannot believe I am doing this, but welcome back to this monstrosity. Oh boy. Why am I going to do this route? Why? I don't know. I just thought I want to do a small quick session, so like let's just, that sounds so wrong, but yes. I'm just going to just jump straight into this, the chaos. Because why not? I played this, the Hi Neon. As I was gonna say, I played this on April 1st, but only did the friendly routes, let's call it. There's a second route that I chose to ignore until today. I'm just going to jump straight into this because why not, I suppose. Your name. As part of regular. What do you mean technically 6? And how do you have the bandwidth for that? How does your internet handle that, Neon? Oh boy. I guess I'll just do this from the very start and just go through it as I would on the first playthrough. Even I've already done the first third of this. But as part of regular protocol, please enter your skip a bit. Is this correct? Yes. Yeah. Yes. Favorite enemy. What are we doing the new combine chat? Oh, you. Oh, okay. The shared the stream together thing. Yeah. I actually quite like the Twitch added that. I have seen it in action a couple times on other channels. It's quite nice. Yeah. Please register your favorite enemy. Well, that would be the hoarding bug, aka Yippee. I forgot it. Doesn't let me type hoarding bug. The carry it doesn't. It won't let me put the G in. So Yippee bug. That's close enough to hoarding bug. You've entered the Bracken. Are you sure about that? I put in. Oh yeah, right. Yeah, but yeah. I put in Yippee bug. No. 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 Fine. Yes. Landing on experimentation. I was gonna let this play out for those who haven't seen this. I have enabled the censor filter, don't worry. Who pinged me? I've been pinged on Discord. Day one, I was just hoping for a fresh start, but now I'm just in debt. Yeah, best not to question it, Neon. Best not question it. I sigh as I jump off the side of the rickety ship, boots kicking up a flurry of... Wait, was somebody getting at you for that? Was it Lucent? I'll answer Arch. That's not urgent. Yeah. kicking up a flurry of dust. Okay, yeah. Another day. 2 undergrad degrees, 1 postgraduate, and a whole year of rejection emails. I would say mood, but I only have one no? Yeah. Yeah, 1 undergrad degree. Like, no, is it? Post. Which what would it be for British? Whatever. This is the best I can get. A rundown job doing who knows what in the middle of but flopping nowhere in a desperate attempt to pay off my student debt. Oh, so undergrad is GCSEs, postgrad is uni. Got it. I collect scrap, drop it off, and receive payment. Rinse and repeat. Dying, I unlocked my phone, checked my... I literally just did that to clear the ping. It's my only solace keeping me going in this monotony. Yeah. Which is kind of sad now that I think about it. Affectionately named the Hot Monster Chat. They've asked me to keep them updated during my assignment on this new moon. I scroll through the chat and peruse the usual flow of way too suggestive monster pictures before typing out a response. Shrimp! Shrimp! Hey, landed safely. Immediately, I get a ping back from Ori. Of course she'll be the one to reply quickest. If you see any hot monsters, I laugh and type out a response. This isn't fantasy stuff, like Moria's horror from Elder Papyrus. I don't want to die. I assume that's a reference to Elden Ring, I don't know. Another friend responds with a fake crying gif. Chuckling to myself, I lock my phone and stash it in my pocket, turning to my teammate. What's the status? Funny is. Larry turns and brandishes his clipboard. We haven't worked together before. The people back at HQ says he's easy to get along with, which rings true so far. Plus, he's a great navigator. Oh true, it could be Papyrus from Undertale. Plus he's a great navigator and has experience with freakish weather patterns common on alien moons. Everything looks good. The weather shouldn't be too bad for the duration we're here. I'm not even going to bother trying to point facts. I don't have the vocal talents for that. Although, by my calculations, there's an 88% chance of a storm happening tomorrow morning, oddly specific. Should we set the shield? Should we set the shield up? That was almost a tongue twister. Nah, let's do it later. We can grab some scrap inside and set it up when the sun isn't so harsh. Nodding, I strap on the essentials, a flashlight and walkie-talkie. When I secure across my shoulder, I grab a shovel. Thanks, Larry. Luckily we shouldn't be here for too long. Sorry there isn't much this time. Larry nods and gathers up his flashlight and shovel before jumping off the side of the ship, picking up dust as he lands. I follow, looking up towards the looming building ahead. Experimentation, an abandoned moon of once held life. Not very dangerous compared to the likes of the other moons, like Dine or Titan or Artifice or Embryon. Definitely not Embryon. Embryon's like the hardest. Very little scrap. Very, very high risk. With all of those old birds. I turned to Larry. We should be careful. Really, Captain Obvious, I say to myself. Always am. I huff as I stagger back towards the door, holding a large crate of bottles and a bolt, my shovel balanced precariously on top. I haul my cargo over to the ledge, jumping onto the dusty ground below before descending and talking to my walkie-talkie. Harry, I'm carrying stuff back to the ship. I'll hop on terminal for a bit after.
Okie dokie, pineapple pokey.
Pineapple pokey? I have forgotten a small amount of dialogue from when I last played. Dark group, careful was the word invented in it. Yeah. We don't know the meaning of careful, do we? Back on the ship, I organise the current loot we have and do a quick scan. We have a pumpkin on the toilet. Everything's all nice and neat in drawers. Yeah. Baited or just in the wrong place at the wrong time. One of the two. Oh, I double clicked by accident. 80 credits. It's at 80 credits. We need to get more for the quota, something like that. While I'm there, I jump up on the terminal, bring up the monitor to check with Larry's location. Oh, yeah. I swear I saw a mod that actually checks where you invert to see if you die or not. My cat wants out. Give me a moment. Good. Cat is out. Aggressive typing later. Nothing around you at the moment, Larry. I keep an eye on his little dot, walking around in the dark. Then I see it. Larry, be careful. Something's vented in the adjacent hallway.
Sugar, my flashlight's about to die.
I can guide you. Just be quick, okay? Okay.
Okay, you can get me out, right?
Yeah, I can do this. I watched the red blimp on the map slowly advance towards Larry. Approaching your 6. Hurry! I watched on the monitor as Larry turns around and whatever is coming up behind him freezes in place. Larry? Larry, are you okay?
Fudge, I think I'm done for.
What is it? My voice shakes.
New creature data sent to terminal. It isn't moving. I scanned it.
My fingers fly across the keyboard, bringing up the file. Cigar's danger level, 80%. Scientific name, the Because that's how you say it, yeah, definitely. Polygyrus. I quickly skim the file. The Polygyrus, or colloquially named oilheads, have not been studied extensively due to their extreme unpredictability. Just stare at them or use a stun grenade. I think if you keep your eyes on it, it won't move.
What? Like some weeping angel, bull sugar?
Yeah, hey, it'll be okay. I see you on the monitor, remember? I'll guide you out.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Let's do this. I'm sorry for yelling.
No, that's okay. You're good. Go straight backward, keep your hand on the wall, and take the first right. I need to get Larry out of here. Larry staggers backwards, slowly rounding the corner. The coil head springs forward at breakneck speed before freezing once it's in line of sight.
Fudge!
I know. I'll get you out, I promise. Several more instructions and words of comfort later, Larry is almost out the labyrinth of hallways. Suddenly, a second red dot appears from a nearby vent. Larry, something's just vented a few hallways down, but we're almost there. Just keep moving. Just keep moving, just keep... Nah, I'm not going to quote Dory. The dot rushes towards Larry. I need you to walk past. You're just 2 turns away. Larry's speed picks up. The second red dot makes contact. 3 things happen. I see Larry turn. The coil head rushes towards him. And then finally, the walkie-talkie activates. But all I hear is a sickening spring sound. Larry? You there? Please say something. Hello? I shut off the terminal. Couldn't do it. Hours pass, and I remain on the floor, slumped over with my hand resting on the terminal. Yeah, you try to help with the terminal. Either end up trolling or watching everybody die and drop like flies. That's basically how it works. Well, I have to this one for the game to continue. Grab the remaining cargo. I should grab the items at the entrance. I slowly make my way to the front doors of Experimentation Site Building. Every step up the ladder is an ordeal as I heave my sluggish body up the rungs. I drag my feet across the dirt before punching the door open with a loud creak. I gather the items left at the entrance, muscles achy and slow with fatigue. A laser pointer, a crystal, and a jar of pickles! Not as good as a jar of dirt, but good enough. What was that? I look up. And make eye contact with a dark shape looming in the corner, watching me. I fly into a panic, scrambling back against the door as it steps into view. Tall, humanoid, dark in colour, with glowing white eyes. It's Herobrine! Several leaf-like structures protrude from its back. Its eyes widen and it takes a step forward. I need to distract it. My fingers grasp the crystal and tossed it. Steve! He is Steve. I don't have a soundbite for that because I don't want to get Minecraft movie soundbites on my soundboard. It falls short, landing at his feet. It stops, staring at the gem as it skids to its feet with a clattering sound. I take the chance to escape through the front door and sprint back to the ship. I don't sleep well that night. Day 2. You love the Bracken and his 2-hit multi-attacks? I'm awoken by a horrific sound of the aircraft shuddering. It creaks loudly as if the metal plating is barely holding together. The storm! In my state last night, I forgot to set up the protective shields. Sugar! The ship rattles as the storm batters on the metal exterior. I hear something tearing and landing on the ground with a heavy thud. I have no choice but to wait until the storm subsides. Bunkering down in my cot, I wrap myself in my blanket. The winds tear at the ship's exterior. The entire ship creaks and shakes, pebbles making horrific clanging sounds against the sheet metal. You know, it would be interesting if actual Lethal Company had a mechanic where if you landed in a storm, there could be a small chance of the lightning striking the satellite on the ship so hard it causes you to not be able to use the terminal anymore. That would be interesting. I check my phone, see if I can at least talk to my friends in the HMSC. No signal. Great. I cover my ears, close my eyes, and wait. Whichever claims me first, sleep or the storm, it can find me here.
Six and a half hours later. 6.5 hours. 6.5 hours later.
Why are you not working?
6.5 hours later.
Whatever. Several hours pass. Hi, Dano. It hasn't got boring. I just wanted to do the other route. I only did one of the two routes. Oh, that's true, Neon. That's true. How? You could hear it. What? Why can't I hear it? Is it because I get no? I don't have mute for me enabled. Did I break it? I don't know. Okay. It worked last time, but whatever. I just saw Dano's response to my response. I can't even comment. I don't have a response to that, Dano. After checking to make sure the weather is safe, I head outside to assess the damage. Well, sugar. The ship is battered. The satellite on top is torn clean off and upside down in the dirt. You know, instead of making this so circumvent that idea of having this actually in the game, how about instead of it completely disabling, it just temporarily damages the equipment. So, say you try to teleport someone back to the ship, maybe it could malfunction and teleport someone in a random location outside but near the ship. That could be interesting. There's a dark black viscous liquid draining out the fuel tank. I rush inside to check the terminal, comms and autopilot. Offline. flashes on the screen in bold red letters. Well, I slap the terminal in frustration, immediate regret sets in, and I cradle my hand. I need to find some way to repair this ship, or I don't want to think about that more. Maybe I can find something useful inside the building. I'm not too worried about food, given there's a water source and some edible flora and fauna on the planet. I'm more worried about what lurks inside the building. But given that Larry and I were going to on this assignment, and Larry's gone, I have no choice but to face whatever's in there. Alone. Oh, I just heisted it up. I spend the first part of the day inside the building, sticking close to the front exit and fire escape. At least if anything comes for me, I have a chance of bolting. I avoid the labyrinth of hallways for now, but something feels strange. Like something is watching me. I know it can't be Larry, but I don't want to think of it being anything else. I'm just paranoid. It's understandable after what happened yesterday. There's nothing here. I must to myself. Dedicated on deluding myself so I can keep it together. Nothing here, there's nothing here, there's nothing. I head back to the way I came and stop. There's something on the floor. A bolt sits on the ground alongside a laser pointer. I don't remember seeing these. I must have missed them or dropped them. I'm so tired I just didn't realise, I guess. I pick up the items and head to the front door, depositing them outside before re-entering the building. Yippee! Looks like I've cleared the front area. It seems like it's time to go further in. The bolts are useful, and the sheet metal too. If I can find more, maybe I can make some repairs. Nanny? Nanny? Hi, Sunfly. I have to check the settings later. Maybe I messed something up. No, Neon, I did. It's probably my fault because obviously there is that setting that controls what kind of rage you allow. Maybe I messed up without realizing. But yeah, hello, Sunfly. I stick on my flashlight, grip my shovel, and step into the labyrinth of hallways. I made sure to open the necessary blast doors beforehand, so it's easy to move around. An hour passes dully, and I sigh as I stumble over my 6 key. We all mistype sometimes. It's fine if it actually is just that. Yeah, 6 keys. That's your average lethal company run. Finding nothing but keys. Can't I just get something useful? That's when I hear it. The shrill creak of rusty hinges as a vent opens. I turn and bolt towards what I desperately hope is the exit. It's not. Where is it? Where's the exit? Fudge, 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 fudge. I turn down corridor after corridor, the echo of my footsteps far too loud. A chill grips my spine when I realise it's not just my footsteps thundering down the hall. I turn. A horrific twang fills my ears, and I stare into the worst thing imaginable. A JoJo stand. You can't tell me that doesn't look like it's posed in a JoJo stand position. The pale body, unnaturally stiff arms, and a large coil topped with a banged up mannequin head. Fudge, it came right to me! The coil head that killed Larry towers over me, its head bobbing menacingly. How do you know it's the same one? It might be a different one for all we know. That's not fun. See the JoJo icon? The menacing text? As if fate was written to laugh at me, my flashlight flickers before going out. Okay, yeah, so it is my fault, Sunfly. I'm fudged. I go into diamonds in a distant moon working at a sugar job that pays peanuts without ever making a dent in my ever-growing student debt. I'll never get to talk about how mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell with Orbean Tube ever again. I can barely get my voice above a whisper. Not that it would even matter. There's no one to hear me, no one to help. Even if I could be heard. I whimper and take a step back, my hand shaking as it traces the rough brick. Step by step, I move backward, trying desperately to remember my way back. My fingertips scrape against the wall in desperation. My eyes focus on the creature in the darkness. Yeah, it must be a very high depth. But the further I get, the less sure that I'm squinting at anything. I round the corner. The coil head appears in my line of sight at breakneck speed. The sound makes me jump. I start crying. The sound of his spring bounced off the walls aggressively. I can't do this. I'm done. I can't even say goodbye to my friends. I take another step and stumble backward, falling. I close my eyes. I hear a loud crunch and my eyes fly open. The coil head hasn't made it to me. Something is keeping it at bay. An aggressive growl reverberates off the walls, and gradually I make out the outline of a tall, black humanoid gripping at the coil head. Its claws rake down the creature with a sickening tear. The other monster I saw yesterday, the one I tossed loot at. I stare at the scene, unmoving and dumbfounded. The creature crushes the coil head's arms in its strong grip. I watch in fascination as the leafy tendrils on its back straighten into blades. They extend, surging around the coil head, and stab into it. I don't dare to breathe. Maybe it doesn't see me. Then a dull spring sound followed by a thump makes my eyes bulge. The creature ripped the coil head's head off. The coil head's head. A hissing sound fills the air as the coil head's body behind shudders and crackles, emitting flames and a strange gas. Now's my chance. Yeah, I wish too. I, yeah, I do wish we could, like, tackle the coil head. I attempt to scramble to my feet, wincing as a sharp pain shoots up my ankle. Fudge, I must have hurt it when I fell. I start dragging myself forward, terrified. I just need to get far enough away so then the world flips upside down. My feet no longer touch the ground. Strong arms cradle me as my surroundings pass in a blur. Whatever has me, we're running from the exploding coil head. When I open my eyes again, I'm back at the entrance. I'm placed gently on the ground, my back resting against the exit door. The leaf-adored creature crouches over me, looking almost concerned. Enjoy. Like I said, enjoy. Wait, why are there pedals? Don't worry, Neon. Yet. Don't worry yet. You three good reasons for a holiday monitor. Well, reason one, you said you were watching like 5 other streams, weren't you? So you need a monitor for that. I will let the others think of the other 2 reasons. I mean, fair, but a multi-monitor desktop setup is better, right? I'm trembling. I don't know what this creature is. Is it purring? Hi? It shifts closer and my eyes widen. You know what? I'm gonna let you decide this time, chat. Smack it or stay still. Ah, yeah, we don't like downgrades, do we? I'm not sure if smacking it will cause an early end or not. I didn't even think about that as a possibility, Neon. I should have thought about that as a possibility. Oh no. Okay, it might be, but will it be for the Bracken? Why am I asking that? This is a visual novel. It might be. So I guess I'll just... Yeah. I'll just hold still. I stay frozen, maintaining my own maintaining eye contact as it gently thrills, its claw coming up to softly grip my chin, turning my head from one side to another. Are you checking if I'm hurt? It pauses and purrs as if to say yes. This means yes. I demonstrate by nodding my head and then shaking it, and this one means no. I watch as it makes a soft, inquisitive sound before pointing to me and nodding tentatively. Oh, thank you? Why did you have to say that, Neon? I can never escape that one Jackbox game I played where I accidentally said that I was that. Why? It chirps. I try to stand, but my ankle still hurts. I yelp as it gathers me into its arms again. Hey, you don't have to... Sunlight hits my face as it opens the door and walks outside. The realization that the monsters, plural, could and can go outside does not make me feel any better. If this has the lethal escape mod, or the Star Eater enemy escape mod, because there's two that does the same things. I curl up and lean my head against his chest as it steps over the ledge. It emits a worried thrill before cradling me closer. Then it jumps off the ledge, landing with a thud. The sound that escapes me is something where between a gasp and a gargled scream. War on me next time, jeez! It rumbles apologetically, one of his claws softly rubbing back and forth on my skin. Maybe it shouldn't be soothing, but it is. The creature walks towards the ship, stepping onto the ledge without using the ladder. It sets me down on my sleeping cot before standing back up. Oh! Now I get a good look at it. It's quite big. No, everywhere. Do I dare read this out loud? I can almost hear Ori screeching. If only HMCS could see this now. The creature cocks his head. Oh, it's nothing, just talking to myself. His shoulders relax. I dislike this too. Why am I doing this to myself? So, I don't mean to be rude, but what are you? The creature perks up, confused. Give me a moment. I step over to the terminal and check the databank. The bestiary still works. Okay, hold still. The creature stands straighter and doesn't move, and I chuckle. You're kinda cute. I bring the scanner up. It stiffens and pulls back, its stance becoming defensive. Oh no, I'm sorry, I should have warned you. I lower the scanner. If I don't hurt you, I promise, it'll just help me to know what to call you. The creature relaxes a little. I activate the scanner and it blips. New creature data sent to terminal. Cigar's danger level 70. Scientific name Rapax folium. Bracken? So you're a plant? It nods, the little leaf on its head bobbing. Exhibits high aggression even when unprovoked. You don't seem very aggressive. It lets out a soft rumble. I guess you're different than most? Thank you for saving me, by the way. I stretch out my hand and it looks at me, confused. Don't worry, Neon, don't worry. This is probably going to be the last time I play this game anyways. I believe there's only enough for like content for like the 2 routes. And this is the second route that I'm going to be playing. Embarrassed, I withdraw my hand. I shuffle awkwardly for another moment before a yawn escapes me. I'm exhausted. Today was a lot. For the 3rd time today, the Bracken scoots me into his arms. Hey! It deposits me back onto my sleeping cot. this time pulling the blanket up over me, including my head. I laugh. I appreciate it, but blankets usually don't go over the head. It wraps its arms around itself. Is that a push? But really, thank you. I smile with gratitude and watch the colour deepen. Almost immediately a blush then. Immediately? Definitely. I can read. It awkwardly shuffles out of the ship, nodding quickly before turning and heading back to the building. I listen to the howling from the eyeless dogs abruptly quieten as the Bracken emits an aggressive growl. The other plans has been ruined. Well, not my fault. Not my fault. The blast door shut and I settle into a deep sleep. Day 3. I wake to the squawking of the manticoils outside and sit up, stretching my arms. Wow, I slept well. I quickly brush my teeth, eat a granola bar and chug some water. I'm going to need more sheet metal today if I'm going to repair this ship. I open the blast doors, shielding my eyes from the harsh sun. Grabbing my flashlight and shovel, I step out onto the metal platform. As I trudge over to the ladder, I spot the Bracken from yesterday, sitting on the ledge of the upper platform. I wave at it and chuckle as it stares back, confused. I don't suppose it knows human greetings. Also, it was camping the ship. Yes, camping the ship. I quickly ascend the ladder, jog over to the tall black cryptid. I can't help but relish the soft rumbles it emits as a greeting. Are you waiting for me? A soft rumble tells me that the answer is yes. I smile. I head back inside the building and, to my surprise, it follows behind me. The first hour is spent gathering scrap in complete peace. No monsters approach us, and the Bracken even points out scrap to me or brings me items on its own. You're like a cute guard dog. I laugh, and the Bracken emits a soft, happy rumble. I see, Neon. Most of this is wholesome. Keyword most. Cringe culture is dead. I take a step forward, but my foot catches on something sticky. I fall straight into a giant spider web. Ah! I try to break free, but get more tangled. The hairs on the back of my neck stand as I hear a gross, skittering sound. A giant spider appears from the hallway and barrels towards me. Arachnophobia mode! I freeze. Unfortunately, but use the right English word. Fortunately, I told the company that I had arachnophobia before I started. I scream anyway. It doesn't even get close. I hear a sickening rip and squelch as the Bracken launches itself forward, bringing its foot down to stomp onto the spider's head. Which half do you think is the head? Its clawed hand holds one of the spider's severed legs in its grip. The spider screeches before shriveling into itself. The Bracken returns quickly, eyes furrowed in concern as it gently cuts me from the web with its sharp cat talons. This is the second time you saved me. What would I do without you? I laugh weakly as the bracken gently grips my shoulders, leaning down to my eye level, chirping. I suppose. I'm okay, because of you. Now, this is where I have to diverge, because last time I picked all the platonic options. This time, just out of curiosity to see what the other route is like, I kind of had to pick the other option. I hope you diverge into a bottomless pit for choosing come to this point. Nano, maybe you should diverge to the mines and get stuck behind the locked doors with a Big Bertha. I have to. Hey, this does not say smooch. Read it. It does not say smooch. Yeah, I was waiting for that. I was waiting for that response. Oh, it's sad. I hear a soft, anxious sound emanating from the Bracken's chest. You know what would be worse? If we got Luke to play this. He would be dying internally even more than I am. Its body trembles as its claws gently reach for me. Hey. It whines and steps closer, looking down over me. I move close, wrapping my arms around its middle as it stiffens. Hey, it's okay. I'm okay. See? Well, no, I would say Luke would probably just stick with the platonic route, but knowing him, he'll probably want to do the other route just to satisfy the community. Yeah, he's not going to be winning. It steadies one of its arms around my waist, hugging me close to its body. I feel the gentle press of its claws cradle the back of my head as it nuzzles my hair. Nothing happened because you were here to protect me, remember? I feel it nod and press me impossibly closer. And snap! Imagine it actually just abruptly snaps neck and end game there. I rub gentle circles against its back with my hand. Thank you for keeping me safe. It stops trembling, emitting a soft purr instead. After a while, I untangle myself from its arms, giving its hand a soft squeeze. I move to pick up my scattered items, and I watch it heap a bunch of scrap into its large arms. I think I'll head back early for today. Could you give me a hand? Wow. Wow, Neon. Wow. I should note. This game was made 2 years ago, I want to say, in because they actually put this in the description on itch.io. The people who made this game in 12 hours just for a laugh. I wonder if Zika has actually seen this. I hope not. That's a thought. Oh no. Let's hope Zekas hasn't seen this game. It nods enthusiastically, and we head back to the exit to grab the rest of our scrap.
A few minutes later.
We drop off the last of the scrap on the ship. The Bracken gently places down several V8 engines it was carrying on its own. I would love if we could carry multiple large items like that. Having you around's been a great help. Its soft frill makes me smile, and the creature bends down for me to pat his head gently. It's only 4 PM, we've got some time before things get scary. It points to itself, a low growl emanating loudly enough that I can feel it buzz through the air from its place beside me. Are you saying I'm safe with you around? A soft rumble and a tentative nod. I don't doubt it, but we should be careful nonetheless. Oh, that reminds me. It had nodded. It was communicating. Let me teach you some more greetings and stuff. The creature leans back slightly, turning his body towards me inquisitively. Come along, we'll sit somewhere a little nicer. I motion the Bracken over as I exit the ship, climbing the nearby ladders to the top of the water tank. I sit at the edge, facing the sun, and letting the warm rays bask us in a golden glow. The Bracken plops itself down next to me, a pleasant sound rolling through its chest. Okay, so this means maybe I spend the next hour or so teaching it different greetings and gestures.
1 hour later.
So, waving is how we say hello, but also how we say goodbye. I explain while demonstrating the movement and laugh as it mimics my actions. You already know what nodding and shaking your head means. No, this is experimentation, Dano. Sunfly buffering, yeah. As for the stat points, there is actually a mod that does that exact thing. There is a mod that does stat points. However, we haven't used it in our mod pack for a while because it also adds in contracts like you would find in Phasmophobia. Among other stuff. It's not just a stat mod anymore. I need to see if there's another one that is just stats. That'd be interesting. What else can I teach you? And here's where we diverge again. At least high five can be friendly. High five's fine, right? Oh, high fiving is a show of friendship and victory. I hold his hand up and gently clap mine against it. See? I hold my hand up again, and this time it reaches forward, but instead of a quick tap, it intertwines our fingers to high five regret. That's how you do a romantic high five. Instant regret. But instead of a quick tap, it intertwines our fingers together and leans closer. Its body draws to... Dano? That's not a high five. Yes, that's not a high five. That means something different. My face feels hot. It doesn't let go. My knees are weak. My arms are sketty. Spaghetti. It leans in closer, bringing its face to my eye level. But that's meant to be a reference to Baldur's Gate 3. Why would you substitute boulder for balls? I jump a little as its free arm wraps around me, hand pressing against the small of my back. It presses our foreheads together and a hum reverberates quietly from his chest. Here, let me. There you go! You happy, chat? You happy? At least it's not actually like, you know, showing the visuals. But you're happy now? Probably gonna get a chorus with no. That is how you show you like someone as more than a friend. Hi, Fizz. Thanks for... See, this is how you get followers, chat. Does the Bracken have a mouth to kiss? Draw a mouth on with a pen. There's your answer, Fizz. Just draw a mouth on with a pen. Like Doodle Bob. From SpongeBob. Also, Dano, I haven't actually got bored of BF Dungeon. I just haven't... Me and Lucius haven't had the time to continue playing it together. So... Also, I'm not going to play me side. No. I'm not... I didn't play this because I was bored. I was like, what should I play today? I know. Let's do the other half of this game. Just to get it out of the way. So I can delete it off my system. The Bracken emits a high-pitched sound before it surges, and it did it again. Oh, yeah, I'm aware they're substituting names to avoid copyright and trademarks. It's only a fan-made game after all. Hey, before you lot complain more, be glad that I enabled the censor filter. Especially because I would not be able to have it disabled on stream. You can imagine what the censor filter hides. It pulls me closer, one of his hands gently gripping my shoulder. One of my hands slides down his shoulder, then down over the corded muscles to strike its forearm. Fair enough, Dano, fair enough. We stay here for a while, and doing it again, and again, and again, moving on. It's getting dark. The Bracken nods before pointing at me, then at the ship. I should, but hanging out with you is fun. I hear a soft rumble as the Bracken tugs my sleeve, motioning to the setting sun, and I'm back at the ship. Yeah, I know. I should get back. It gets dicey at night. It silently nods. You know, I would be playing more Split Fiction if Lucius wasn't going to visit a film studio. Also, Dano, I'm pretty sure I don't know much about Balatro, but I'm pretty sure there isn't any romance in Balatro. Unless you know something I don't. It sadly nods. I'll see you tomorrow, first thing in the morning. How would I find a way with playing cards? I stand and stretch my limbs before climbing down the ladder and heading back to the ship. I watch the Bracken, wondering if it will follow me, but instead walks around the building. It waves, and the movement is a little awkward, unsure. You know, this game is actually only meant to be an hour long, so the fact we've gone past the hour mark and there's still more to do. Good night. It got brighter. I wave back as it walks inside the building. Back inside the ship, I seal the blast doors and step out my suit. I eat a couple more granola bars before showering and brushing my teeth, flopping straight into my cot right after. I still don't have a signal yet, but I can't inform the HMSC about my session with a strangely interesting monster that I'm acquainted with on this distant planet. I'm thinking about the Bracken again. Blush and I skip. Oh yeah, I'm aware of Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't think I've heard of Card Fight Vanguard though. This is wild. And Dano, you only have yourself to blame for your curiosity. That night, I dream of claws gently holding me and a 7-foot tall plant monster. Okay, Neon. I think there's only like 3 endings, and I've done the other 2, so it's just this one last ending. Who said I wanted to do that? Yeah, Fizz has a point. A gentle knocking rouses me from my slumber. As I sit up, I realise it's a faint, funking noise rapping against the ship's blast doors. Yeah, this makes 4 of you. You, Fizz, Neon, Sunfly. Who started, me or Dano? Yes, I was going to say, technically, Neon was the first one in chat, so make your own conclusions from that. To be fair, I did also put this in the category of Lethal Company. That's just because this game does not have its own category. And I don't think Twitch has a general gaming category. So I will take part of the blame. Don't worry, I will take part of the blame. But I did include it in the tags. Okay, I thought that was a command on Nightbot. Never mind. A gentle knocking rouses... Now I've read this. I drag myself over and open the blast doors. Instead of the sun hitting my face, I'm swallowed by the large shadow of the Bracken, bending down to fit into the frame of the door, and one clawed hand grasping at the top edge of it. Hi, Zarnuki! Dana warning everyone I see. Wow. Chaos in the ranks. I'm loving it. Nope, not reading that one. I gotta feel like... Oh boy. Seeing all of your reactions, it's just making me very tempted to see what other crazy visual novels I could find for other stuff. Danuki, you should have seen the coil head. It was in JoJo pose. Yeah, Dano, you should go watch Bluey or something. I'm just going to let that bypass temporarily. Hey! Whatever, I'm a bit out a bit. You know what? If Luke's still streaming after I finish this, we'll go over to him so you can cleanse your eyes with Halo ODST. What do you mean his stream died? Did he crash? Okay, I guess we'll go over to Dev after this. If he's... Oh, okay. I mean, it is 8 o'clock, so yeah, that's fair. Yeah, we'll go over to Dev after this. If he's still alive then, he probably will be. Yeah. You can cleanse your eyes out of Dev after this. No! Dano is getting abused by Automod. What do you mean he's not? I just checked it on my mobile. Whatever, I'll continue. Hey, couldn't wait for you to show up, huh? The Bracken nods. The movement a little more sure and practiced than yesterday. It ducks slightly and steps into the ship. It makes an inquisitive sound. Oh, he's playing League. Okay. I'm not sure what to do today. I guess we could take a day off work and just hang in here. An affirmative purr makes me laugh. It's been a while since I've taken a day off. Come to think of it, I haven't explored this planet much. Wanna go check it out? An affirmative chirp greets my ears. We set off to explore the building's surroundings. See, now we're back into wholesome. We're back into wholesome, not suggestive. This is the nice bit. I point out the manticoils, watching them skate around oddly with their wings spread out. The Bracken chases off the baboon hawk as it gets too close, and I laugh as the offending creature bounds away squawking. We even come across several random giant pumpkins just sitting there. Those exactly like the pumpkins on Earth, just huge. I cut a wedge of the pumpkin and stash it in my bag. The pumpkin juices making the bag get soggy and dripping through onto the ground, thus ruining the bag in the process. I can roast pumpkin for dinner tonight. Wait, do you eat? I watched Bracken cock his head to the side and shrug. I mean, if you're a plant, you photosynthesize, I guess. Whenever this finishes, Dano, I don't know. It shrugs again. Well, I still need to eat. I'm cooking this tonight. It makes a soft chortling sound, his shoulders shaking again. Are you laughing at me? Chat right now laughing at me. It nods, and I can't help but laugh too. I'll have you know, eating food, although annoying, is a great time. You can make so many wonderful dishes. It rolls its eyes, as if it's telling me that I'm the one with the skill issue. Waits for chat response. You're getting cheeky, aren't you? I yelp as it pokes me in the side. After a couple hours of exploring, including checking out a random house that looks like it spawned out of thin air, we head back into the ship. Alright, let's get the party started. We head inside the ship, and I busy myself with seasoning and roasting the pumpkin and making a table materialise out of thin air. The Bracken stands there awkwardly before coming over to see what I'm doing. You can make yourself at home, you know. Have a look around. It wraps his arms around my waist instead, holding me close. This scene is oddly domestic, and I'm surprised at how... I wonder if we could stay like this forever. I press myself back into his chest as he bends over to rest his chin on my head. Now we're out of wholesome. We then sit at the little table and chat while I eat. It pokes fun at me now and then. Yeah, you can just stand in the sun for sustenance. It makes a little chortling sound again. Actually, it raises a question. If the Bracken photosynthesizes, why is it an indoor creature that cannot go outside in the actual game? Where is it getting the photosynthesis? Where is it getting the sunlight? The UV rays? Huh? You're lucky you're cute. I don't let anyone tease me like this. I swear it's beaming with happiness. I finish up eating and wash the dishes, my thoughts constantly drawn back to the monster inside my ship. Either chat died or you lot just decided to give in to this, I guess. I don't know. How would a relationship between us working anyway? I mutter quietly to myself as I dry the dishes and put them away. Yeah, probably. What about Neon? My eyes flick to the terminal in the corner of the ship. Wipe my hands on the small towel I stuff over the machine. Tapping on the keys, I bring up the Bracken's file on the bestiary again and scroll through. Yeah, that's fair, Zarnuki. Why am I even looking this up? I feel like I'm being intrusive. A soft, twinkling sound comes from over my shoulder. Yeah, that's fair. Wait, please don't tell him what I'm doing. Ah! I fly back and bump my head on the terminal. The pain bursts across my skull. Ow! I feel clawed hands cradle my face and my eyes stare into the concerned white ones. I'm okay, you just startle me is all. It whimpers. Focus! Wait, don't be sad, I'm not mad, I was just lost in thought. The Bracken looks up at me, winging his... right, I will just put a disclaimer. If it actually does go too far, I will end the stream there and then. I will not continue further. I do have whatever the word is. Dignity? I suppose I can't say that if I'm actually playing this still. But I will stop if it goes too far. Even though I shouldn't be because I have the sensor filter on. I step forward and take its hands in mine. Seriously, don't worry. You didn't do anything wrong, okay? A startled squeak escapes me when it leans down, engulfing me in a hug. I'm gonna be honest, Arnuki, I do remember actually. I just remembered. I found this 2 years ago on Tumblr. There's your answer. It just kind of popped up on my feed when I was scrolling through the Lethal Company tag. It's like, oh, why is this a thing? Well, almost 2 years ago. I'm rounding up here. I'm rounding up. But yeah. You're a lot more affectionate now. Let me see actually when this was released. Hang on. And I might be misremembering the date. Does it even say? Oh, okay. I am misremembering. It's not 2 years ago. It was like the first month of 2024. It's not a bad thing. It's my turn to blush as it gently runs its mouth along my hand. My breath catches. You learn fast. It chirps before backing away, moving to stand at its full height, looking curiously around the room, makes the space inside the ship look smaller. It walks over to the terminal, pressing a button curiously. I watch it move over to the hanging LED lights against the wall, poking one with clawed fingers. These are some lights I got to make the place feel a little cozier. They're not much, but they make it feel more at home. The Bracken, it's probably, like I said, this game is only meant to be an hour long. It's probably only gone on longer because we keep pausing to chat. I'll try to speed it up for you guys, okay? Its eyes widening curiously as it spies a blue boombox resting on the floor. Oh, this one is a boombox. I move to press the button and music fills the ship. It plays fun tunes like this, and you can dance to it. The Bracken tilts its head. Do you know how to dance? It shakes its head. Here, like this. What I'm more impressed by is that it understands human language. I just realised that. I start to bend my knees, doing little quarter squats before pushing my palms down, retracting them one by one in time with the music. This is the Lethal Company dance, the emote. I'm not very good at dancing, but as long as you're having fun, I say that's what matters. I change my hand movements into fists, moving them up and down. The Bracken clumsily copies my movements, moving his arms stiffly. There you go. I move forward and take the Bracken's hands, resuming the dance with our fingers entwined. I laugh as we dance together, the Bracken getting more used to the movements the more time passes. I teach it to twirl, and we attempt the world's worst waltz, even mockingly bowing at one another at the end. We dance late into the night, eventually squeezing into a tiny cot together and falling asleep. Good night. I really enjoyed today. It cuddles closer. A claw. I don't. For the first time since arriving here, I don't need the heater. Day 5. Why do I feel like I'm in an anime? We walk over to the building, my hand shielding my eyes from the harsh morning sun. It's so fudging hot. I run to the shade, ducking into it. The relief it provides isn't nearly as much as I'd hoped. The bracken, on the other hand, doesn't seem to mind the heat at all. The bracken stands in the sun happily, basking in the rays. It motions me over and I push off the wall, reluctantly joining it under the oppressive heat once more. I reach down, up and hug the bracken before pulling back and placing both my hands on his face. Skip. It seems all too happy to oblige me. As I run my hands along the sides of his face, I notice a few tiny white blossoms on the tips of his shoulders. Come to think of it, his whole body looks a little more greenish than before. You've been in the sun more lately, haven't you? The bracken nods, the small leaf tendrils on his head bobbing up and down. It's adorable. I stifle a laugh and gently poke one of his little blossoms growing on his shoulder. It suits you. A happy rumbling reverberates from it. We head out to collect scrap for the day. We spend a few hours collecting sheet metal, bolts and scrap. We even find a few cans of unopened soda. As time goes by, however, I find my mood sinking lower and lower. Why am I even doing this anymore? There's not much else waiting for me back there, save for a rubbish job with a rubbish pay and a whole fudging amount of rubbish debt. I don't want to leave anymore. Is there much point in collecting stuff to try and fix the satellite so I can send a signal to the company? I look up, prompted by the soft whine. The bracken is watching me, concerned. I'm okay, just thinking. It tucks my sleeve and cocks its head, gently patting my head before picking up all the scrap, carrying it to the exit. I follow along, curious. We arrive at the ship and it dumps the scrap in a little pile. The bracken then turns to me and holds up one finger. One. It nods and points to us both down the ship. Hang out in the ship? An affirmative chirp. Then it holds up two fingers. Two. Another nod, and this time it points once again to us both, before pointing back at the building, then back at itself. Hang out in your room? It nods, pleased with his communicating abilities. I have to. I'm going this route to have to full send it. I guess we could go to yours. I don't think I've seen it before. I grab some items from the ship before we head back inside the building. We walk through hallways without much trouble, and I eventually enter a large room with beige walls. So, this is where you sleep? The bracken nods. I look around. There's a pile of blankets in the corner and... Are those my lights? I see fairy lights from my ship. They're not plugged in, they're laying on the floor, carefully arranged. I watch the bracken worming its hands together before it reaches a hand forward, gently stroking my face and then bringing my hand to their heart. Did you do this to make me feel more at home here? Oh, flashback, okay. It nods. You're so wonderful, you know that, right? It chirps happily. I sit on the pile of blankets, beckoning it over to join me. I have an idea! Instantly a Doctor Who poop goes into my head. What a splendid idea! The bracken cocks his head as I move to Oh, books! You! I was about to just end it right there and then. And I line the blankets, reaching to my bag for the two books I brought along. Chat! I have to do the clean option. We're doing the clean option. Let's read something. There are two options, clean and then it's a W. Big glad I went clean. I hold up a book titled, "Is it wrong to have a meet cute in a dungeon?" My friend's back. No, I said clean! Clean! I did clean! My friends back home told me this was a good read, and they gifted it to me before I came here. He's playing League! If it was Rocket League, I'll let you off. Something about it suiting me, or whatever. The Bracken sits next to me, curiously eyeing the comic in my hand. I open the pages as we read together. The first chapter shows a novice adventurer entering a dungeon on their own. They're clearly not well equipped for the upcoming adventure. As they make their way through, they encounter a monster that looks much too strong. Haha, just like when you and I first met. The Bracken rumbles an affirmation. I turn the page and watch the main character attempts to fight the monster before giving up and... I think found the bard. Is it bard? Whatever it is. Okay, this is so silly. A clawed finger turns the page. You seem to like this. The Bracken shrugs and looks at the pages in the book. It shows the monster blushing and flirting back, while the other more seasoned adventurers look on in shock. Ah, so that's why you like it. We spend the next few minutes reading the book, finishing a couple more chapters before discarding it to the side, wanting to do something else. I reach over shyly, intertwining our fingers together, rub my thumb in little circles on its skin. It looks down at our hands inquisitively before shuffling closer and placing both our hands on its lap. Skin is cool to the touch, texture really to soft. Oh no. You know, the last few days have been really great. I'm preparing to hit the end button. The Bracken turns to face me. I'm just so tired all the time. I thought getting more education would help me find a better job, but it didn't, and I resented working here. But not anymore, because I met you. Wraps an arm around my shoulders, pulling me to rest my hand on its chest. We lie back on the blankets. Can I stay here? The Bracken huffs as if telling me, why do you even need to ask? Obviously we need to fix the ship so I can get a signal back. I can't get radio silence on my friends. I feel it nod, but I'm pretty sure the company doesn't care about me anymore, since there's no way the ship can fly again. Bracken grabs me with his strong arms, pulling me up until I'm lying on top. You want me to stay? Again, the same huff. Obviously, it implies. I mean, if you'll let me live here, why? I don't see why not. I laugh and feel it purring excitingly, trying to hide its joy and excitement. It responds by pulling closer, rolling to the side, and yeah, you're rather clingy, you know. I didn't say it was a bad thing. I like being clingy. The only concern I have is though, is where we're going to live. I don't want to take you from your home here and ask you to live in the ship. I also can't move here, or I'll probably die. The Bracken sits up, squeezing my shoulder reassuringly, before it points to the door of its room, and implied the monsters in the building, and then back to itself, dragging a single talon across his neck. It looks proud. Right now, where did you learn that? It shrugs and I laugh. I didn't ask you to clear out the entire compound. It's dangerous and a lot of work, so I can't ask you. The Bracken shrugs again before flopping back down to the blankets, looking at me. I'm sure we'll make something work. Since the ship doesn't fly anymore, maybe we can renovate it, make it bigger. The rumble's in agreement. I shuffle closer, cuddling up again and resting my cheek against it. I reach a hand up to gently squeeze at the Bracken's chest. Skip. Why did I do that? Ignore me. The Bracken murmurs and wraps an arm around me. I curl into it. Let's go exploring again tomorrow, okay? It chirps softly. I sigh happily and close my eyes, drifting to sleep. I feel warm, safe, happy. Everything is just perfect. Ending 4. 4? 4? What do you mean there's 4 endings? What's the third one then? Two months later. Oh! Okay, yeah, the fourth one's probably the one I can't do on stream. Got it. Yeah, so we've been really happy ever since. I'm sitting in a group called the HMSC crew. After some time, we managed to restore the signal. So, can you show us the monster? Only if it's okay with it. I motion for the Bracken to come over. It stands in front of the camera, waving awkwardly. Oh, wow. Yeah, it's pretty cool. The Bracken kneels down. Okay, and the group chat explodes in awes and a single growth. But seriously, we thought you were dead. Everyone on Earth, including your work, thinks you perished. I mean, Tube, even we thought he was dead. We even built him a shrine in Finite Daydream 14. Nothing like legally dying to get all your debts erased. All according to Kikeku. I whisper to the Bracken. Kikeku means plan. I flash a peace sign as the chat groans. So, you're just staying there? Yeah, I'm much happier with this monster anyway. Plus, the company designated this planet as barren, so I doubt they'll even come looking for me. And I'll get stranded on a deserted planet and meet a monster too. Maybe one day. Until then, you got Narcus from Baldur's Gate 3. Anyway, I gotta go. We say our goodbyes and I hang up the call. I sit next to the Bracken who already has a terminal set up to crispy roll. They have anime too. I didn't expect you to be so excited. I told you that is it wrong to have a Miku in a dungeon got animated? I laugh and lean over to the Bracken before pressing play. Skip. Skip. The end. I was working a rubbish job, so I quit and found a monster and now it's strongest in the world. There you go. End game. I skipped the last bit because I'm not going through that. End game. Now we can end. You happy? There's your credits. We're done. And screw you for making this game. We're done. We can end it. And I can delete this off my system. We can never touch this again. Agreed? So, I guess I would say I hope you all enjoyed. They're giving your reactions. You didn't enjoy it at all. So I guess, yeah. I was... Yeah, you enjoyed it all. Don't worry. I'm not gonna try and find out what the other ending is. That would probably be way too dirty. So I'll just call it there. I'll end it there. I'm not gonna touch this game anymore. You can be happy in that knowledge. So for now, I'll call it there. Even if you didn't enjoy it, I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to follow and all that jazz if you haven't. Yippee indeed. Yippee indeed. Oh boy. I will see you all next time. Whenever that will be. I will now have to go supper to see what Dev is going to say to me. So I'll see you all next time.